Oh, I'm focused. The equivalent C plus Odin would be Thor. So much inheritance. So much inheritance. Texture. Upgrade texture, is that what we called it? Status texture. What are my other textures? Upgrade texture. What's your comment on the fact that Odin will not have package manager? I like it. It's like writing C all over again, except better. I mean, I talked about it on Prime's thing. Did I not? Doom doom-a-dee, doom-dibba-dee, dibba-dee-dibba-dee-dee. Okay, I wanted to also look up makes CXF way more enjoyable and productive. Yeah. I wanted to try what was JSON. There's got to be some JSON shenanigans. Usually this is to provide transactional information, how structure is coded, decoded, but you can store whatever you want. Okay. With Odin's core library, standard code is to store a key that denotes the package and then a subsequent value. Problem is that there will be third-party package managers like JS. It will come that day. What will probably happen is there will just be one that people like, and then they'll use that. I wouldn't be surprised if someone wanted to do something like, you know, just something very simple where it downloads a bunch of them into vendor. Or it just literally uses Git submodules. Like it creates Git submodules for you and updates them or something. That's funny, Lispy. Hammock driven development. So I guess I just go JSON. What if I don't do that? Like, how do enums get JSON encoded? Because what I want to do is I want to do something like this where we say like levels. And I just want to make like, you know, like simple JSON or v1.json, something like this, right? So we get v1 JSON. This should be able to be a list right out of, well, let's just change it to be like this. Levels. Dude, I got to change my tab stop. Do I not have tab stop in here? Oh, I never said it. That's why. Should make an open source game with your whole community. What do you mean? Could be a binary format. How easy is it for me to write something that can decode and encode binary format? I mean, the game is open source. You could contribute to it if you wanted. Why is this so scuffed? Oh, shift width probably is 8 still. Okay. Is it Vim worth the learn, chat? Depends. It's an individual choice, I think. Like, how could I easily do something where I encode this? It seems easier to... Wait, no, I don't want it to be binary. I want to write it by hand. I want to write it by hand. Because what I want to do is I want to try and do something like this. You'll quit your Fang job if you start using Vim. True. Just make YouTube videos reacting to things. Embarrassing. So spawn is just something like, so how would this work? How do unions work with JSON? You know, like, how does that work? Jason. Like, what about enums? How does this work? How about enums value such an underlying value? We can just try this and see what happens. Because basically I want to do something where we say like, I get my tech news from patch notes reaction videos. That's funny. Because what I want to do, chat, is I would like to, I mean, I guess we could do something where we just say like, maybe we should do something simpler. Where we say like, oops. We do levels, and then we do something like enemies. And we can do a list here where we do something like an array of a number. So like, let's say where we look at level append spawn. We say something like 0 and that is kind of what I was thinking. Thanks. Just 150 characters of 0. Yes. How did you know? It's my own color scheme. Groove, buddy. Then we need to do something like this, where we say like, oh, unions are only really work with scalar types currently. Okay, that's fine. I will just make it so that it's simple, right? So we can do something like, oh, this is dumb. We'll just do something like this. We'll say enemies, and we'll say frame 0, and then we'll do like, body. Oops. And we can say, I don't know, center left, that should be 1. I'll just do 1, 10, 1 and 10 like this, right? And then health. Oops. Be 100, and velocity for these guys can just be 5 like this. So then writing manually in JSON is actually not that bad. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna basically write this like this, so that I can have multiple different kinds of levels. I also want to try out how like JSON decoding and encoding works. You know what I mean? I feel like you'll run into diminishing returns manually writing levels. What do you mean? You're gonna have like, that's how these games work. You have you want to set up scenarios. What do you? It's not just like, it's not fun to play a random one. We can make a random mode, but like I don't think most of them are fun. Anything you dislike about Odin so far? Not really. I'm enjoying it a lot. FD plugin, okay. Local. So let's go ahead and do if true. Then we can do this and we can do return. So if we do Odin run dot, we'll just do nothing. Okay, great. This should print still. We're still doing this. That's fine. Whoops. Not print line. That's Golang. Okay, cool. So let's try this. So let's go. I don't know how to read a file. File. IO. Is there like IO? File. I don't know how to read a file. Read. File. File.read. Is that multiple file back fonts? You should be able to. Yeah. I think they mean you can make a level editor. Yeah, well, that's going to be way later. You know what I mean? Like, just write some JSON. We'll get to that other stuff later. You know? Is there like OS read? Read entire file. Well, I'm not pausing. I'm intentionally pausing. I want it to give me the answer for that one, right? os.package. I don't think it's the same thing when you're saying I want it to give me the answer, right? Read entire file from file name or error. That's quite a function. Data U8. Sure, we can try this. OS. Does this auto import? I don't think it does it? Import core OS. Cool. Okay, OS dot read entire file. What is this? What? What? What is this? I don't even know what this does. Is this overloading? Package core IO. Oh, is there a better one in IO? Read full. But I don't think I want to do that. These are all readers. I didn't know we could do that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Levels slash, right? Control X, Control F, V1. Beautiful. Assignment count. Or return, right? Oh, do I need to do like this? Cannot assign bool or int in inner term procedure router type int. Oh, right. That won't do it. Can I just do that? Oh, can I do that? Is it just a question mark? I don't think so. Two valued expression. No, that doesn't work because I thought that was for maybe. Go back to here. They have or return. Concept of or return will pop in off the end value. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could do. So I know I can do this one, right? There's like if not okay, return end. Yeah, that's fine. What does this look like now? Okay, string. Does that turn it into a string? Sweet. Cool. Calling me on Discord? Or you're making fun of me? Okay. Uno momento. I got to open Discord. Hello? Yo, what's up? Did my video just go crazy? What just happened? Oh, Discord's trying to access it at the same time. And it got real confused. Yeah, I know. Here, let me try turning this off, turning it on again. Oh, no, it's, yeah, nice. Okay. It's kind of cool. I did it on purpose, actually. It's an effect. There's 5 of me. Oh, dang, look, you can see me. Pog! It was on purpose. It was on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's there you go. See, it's like that's really cool, chats. Yeah, you wouldn't. I can press buttons too to switch between my scenes if I need to, which is pretty cool. Nice. It'll probably fix it. Hey. Yeah, we can talk about it right now. That sounds good. No. No, here, let me will this work? Nice. I was trying to let me see if I can get why is this not I don't know yet. That's what I was just going to try and do. I didn't know how it works. It seems like he just copied Go basically, so it seems pretty good. Like it's good for this like for this kind of language. Let me see if I can get you on stream so people can see you. There you go. Nice. Oh, we got you. We got you. Boop. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you are still feeling prepared to be on camera. It looks miserable in the green cube. I'll put a filter on for you guys. Oh, but he doesn't just there we go. See, he lives in the terminal. Don't worry. All right, they can't hear you yet, but I'll turn it so they can hear you now. I wasn't sure if we were ready. If you were like, I want to talk on stream or what. I didn't know what you were doing. There we go. That's pretty much my strategy. Yeah. All right, I think keep talking.
Hi, chat.
Nice. There we go.
Can we get some yaps in the chat? Can we get some yaps in the chat?
Got the yapping. Okay, there we go. We're good.
All right. Hey, we're yapping.
Yeah.
It's a very low yap.
Very low yap.
Hey, falafel. Is it falafel or is it falafel?
Very good.
Oh, Bisco's here too.
So
hey,
can you please tell the president I don't like him and I still love him?
Wow, Bisco, he reads your messages in my chat at least.
Okay, I read Beastco's messages in all the chats.
Bisco, don't worry, I got you, buddy.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. Can I tell you a little something? Because I'm just super jazzed up about it.
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, so I will say that I have a little bit of a hard time doing this in Odin. Okay.
Okay.
Just because I already have so much stuff built in Zig.
Yeah. I figured like switching another language would really be on brand for you though.
Yeah, well I want to do a little bit more Zig, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I can learn
you
Zig.
Switch languages. You learn languages all over the place, first off, mister.
I was hoping you weren't going to say that.
You're literally the only person that learns more languages than me. I don't think there's a single other person. Maybe Travi. Travi might be the only other person that learns languages.
Yeah, I was really hoping you weren't going to mention that, but yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't worry. I know I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So I built this little tower defense game. I'm liking it. There's actually some strategy. You saw it. There was a little bit of strategy. You saw the strategy in there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. I think we could make this better. But I think it would be best if it was in NeoVim. Because I have this glorious grand vision to make NeoVim the arcade.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, it looks like you're working. That? It's basically, you know, like there's like that Reddit wrapper where it just changed it to like look like HTML or something, and you could just read Reddit articles. It just looked like you were in your editor. We can do the same move. It looks like you're coding in NeoVim.
Oh, me?
Yeah. That's what it's like the arcade. Everyone, you know, if your boss just casually walks by, it looks like you're just going hard in NeoVim.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just oh, it's the terminal, you know?
No, first off, okay, you're too focused on those are very small features. We'll add in later, okay? The quick change.
Okay.
But okay, so before we do that,
yep, listening.
This is what I'm thinking. Let me hit you with it.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to program in our own, you know, high performance tower defense application. There's some
Yep.
changes I need to make, right? I need to go from unexhaustible array lists into like hard coded in arrays right into the struct, and literally just do like, okay, there'll never be more than 500 bullets on the screen at
Yep.
one time.
Okay.
It'll just free list it. You know,
Yep.
do all the smart stuff.
Yep.
And so this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, you listening?
I'm
Is
listening.
that we build our own auto scaling on Fly, meaning
Yep.
that we actually have the Go server that does all the matchmaking. So you
Okay.
go and you create a Lua TCP connection,
Yep.
send up a UUID to identify yourself. If they're either subscribed to you or me, they get their stats kind of capped. If they're not subscribed to you or me, then they can play. They just don't get to keep their stats. And making great moves right now, okay?
We couldn't hear anything you said. I just was making you small and turning down your volume.
What? Oh my gosh, I got muted. Okay, well, I don't know these things. I'm just giving you all this great information. Hey, you know what? You know what? You're not gonna get invited anymore. You're not invited anymore. Collaboration off.
Zoom in.
Collaboration.
Zoom
officially
in.
off.
Oh my goodness. So you gotta start back at
Like,
Hey,
okay,
thanks
well,
out for
actually,
the
my
sub.
favorite.
You gotta start back at connecting with NeoVim, sending a Lua TCP thing.
Well, what I figured is this: is we would have a Go server
Okay.
that all it does is matchmaking. So every two things that come in, it sends it off to a server. It responds back with the connection to where to go.
Okay.
And you also get to log in with your credentials and all that information. And then we'll have a basic Terso database somewhere, Terso, by the way, that we're able to just keep stats, keep all of that. And when the game is finished, it reports back its information to the server.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then the server is able to run from there. And then your raw dogged TCP connection just sends up data to the Zig server of the positions you choose. And then we can actually turn this into a 1v1 game that's easy to use Vim motions with, right? There could be a little bit of letterings across the board, or maybe we could come up with some pretty custom. I have some fun ideas, you know, like T1 goes to your first tower, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yep.
You know, some fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
And so
maximal StarCraft vibes, but with Vim motions.
But with Vim motion.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
Right.
You
I'm with you.
see where this is going.
I'm with you. Yeah.
And so, yeah, then the idea is to start adding towers and other alternative things in there to make it so that the land grabbing becomes the mainstay of the game, and the creeps become kind of like a side noise, but you always have to constantly manage them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Or like
So
you could like control your creeps a little bit, or like you could make them spawn more likely on the top or the bottom. We could have lots of variations, right? More attack, less attack. Certain towers attack or attract your creeps. You know,
Yeah.
we could do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, there could be some fun land grab ones, like what's it called? A non-attacking tower that just simply gets spawned in with like 200 health, but you can't upgrade it, but it only costs 1 tower point.
Right. Yep.
And so you throw it next to somebody. You throw a couple of those, and
Yep.
then you build your attack. And so then the attack starts. Then it turns into this game, and
Yeah.
then go from round base into real time.
Yeah. Because when you're not playing with Twitch delay and against ChatGPT, you can do it. You can do it real time.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the whole idea. Then it really puts your Vim motions, and we use true Vim motions all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of hopping around.
Yep.
It will give you, because then you got relative line jumps, capital F, and F will become super important.
Yep. Yeah. All sorts of ones. That seems good.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That's kind of what I'm cooking here.
I think it's good. So basically, we would have all of the. It's like actually in NeoVim, or are we having them run
Yeah.
something where we emulate Vim motions?
No, it's in NeoVim.
Okay.
And then we just use your cursor position.
Yep.
So when you say, place tower here, it just uses your cursor position.
Yeah. And it's fine if they use, because like, well, it would be kind of funny because people could use like sneak and other stuff, and we could see which one like is faster. Like it's fine. We you can have 100%. Like, oh, this is the unmodded category. It like launches with NVim clean. You're not allowed to have anything else in it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is OG original Vim mode, and stuff like that. You could have different tiers and categories so people can fight
I
it
do
out.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's matchmaking, there's elo, there's like all
Yep.
sorts of fun stuff that we could kind of think about because
Yeah.
we could also create a stat server. But if we build the tower defense game right, my assumption is that a singular tower defense game, we could probably, my guess is we could probably fit 1,000 concurrent of them just on a $5 a month FlyIO node.
Yeah, you're saying like the Zig part where it's actually
Yeah.
like calculating the game.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it
that's-
doesn't seem
that's-
like it's doing well, especially turn-based mode. There's not a lot going on, but like,
even in real time.
Yeah.
One thing I did that's kind of silly for this one, just because I was just trying to get it done,
yeah,
is that every time a creep is placed, it calculates its path through the map.
mm-hmm.
But creeps are only placed along that vertical axis. Every single time the map changes, you could just recalculate the 15 positions or whatever it is along that vertical axis, and then therefore every creep spawn could just retrieve its optimal path through the map.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's
I
like
see what you're
all
saying.
these like
Right.
little things that I don't do. When I
Yeah.
update, I cycle through every single tower ever created and check for the alive ones. I don't even
Yeah.
try to be
Right, you're
smart,
not
right?
even
There's-
reclaiming old ones or anything.
yeah, and I can't even get it to show up on top as it is. So there's nothing to
And
it. It'll
no
be
one knows
very,
what's
very
happening in
straightforward.
round 20, so it's sort of
Yeah, round 20. I still don't quite know what happened in round 20.
I kept on. I was trying to, and it's. You're sure it's not 19 too, right? It's not. It's.
Yeah, we
okay.
started up at 19.
'Cause I was thinking like
and then-
maybe it was some like signed integer, like signed like I8 thing. You know what I mean? Where like maybe it was.
Yeah.
But 20 is such a weird number to be messed up.
It is. I could never figure out why it happened versus something else. So
Pro
I don't
tip, pro strategy is every creep just does more damage, and then all the games end before 20. We just
yeah, I mean that's why I never discovered the bug. Is actually that exact reason is that I never discovered the bug because it just didn't ever happen. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. No, I think that would be cool. I think doing it inside NeoVim is interesting. You still would like have the Twitch chat one like available, right? You're not like you'd still
Well,
be
yeah,
able to
I
run
would-
it in Twitch chat. You just basically have like different ways of playing the game, basically.
Yeah, I'd like to also. I'm gonna rewrite the whole thing.
Nice.
But I'm going to keep over some parts of it, like the rendering. Obviously, we can keep that's easy peasy.
Yeah.
The message queue, I just add a network message queue, and then the output, kind of redo the output, and then maybe make sure all the math is super correct, that there's no accidents. The random placements, make sure that they also aren't accidentally causing problems, because there should
Right.
be random placement is an artifact of trying to play via Twitch versus or via an AI versus like someone actually playing. There is no
Right.
random placement. They're just waiting. They just need to select another move. There's no
Right.
turn-based.
Yeah, right. They just they're just losing because they're not picking good moves. Like, so that's fine. Then it's just nothing's happening. Yeah.
So I kind of want to get rid of all that cruft and actually potentially just make this as a game.
Yeah,
Like
that
just
makes
as
sense.
a standalone game. Because I think that'd be kind of fun to just because even if we don't play it on Twitch, just to have it as a full-fledged actual game and then turn this app into the arcade.
Yeah, I'm with
Where
you.
we actually have a browse. It starts off with pick your game, and it's just going to start off with a TD, and then from there
Right.
we'll make another one. Because you could make platformers. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of fun with this idea of platformers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So-
we could have more like if we already have a system to do multiplayer. It's like it's not you can have platformers where you're playing against each other or something, right? Where you're like shooting across
Yeah.
the screen or doing other stuff like platformer TD. Everything's just a TD. It's like 80 versions of tower defense. I like that.
And then I think it would be fun to take this tower defense game
Yep.
and kind of go like Clash of Clans Royale style and create a
Oh.
super area that you can't see, but you can scroll through your super area and you start like going out.
Yeah,
And
and
then you
you
can think of some. Yeah, sorry,
you
go
start
on.
building like mini factories for like armies to go send to places and stuff. You can take it over. I've never really played Clash of Clans,
Well,
but
no,
that's how it works,
it'd be
right?
it'd be pure tower defense, right? And so
Yeah.
you could kind of change up some of the rules so that instead of being awarded like tower points every so often, you could actually have like mining locations, kind of StarCraft style.
What would you be
Right, you
getting
c-
from them?
You would place a tower near a mining location and it would start shooting it, and that would give you more ability to, you could have a mining tower
Like in
that
the
just
same
simply can,
in the same battle, you're saying?
in the same battle. Then that it forces like attacks. And
Oh,
then
I
you
see
could
what
have
you're
a
saying. Like the
storm.
map would expand bigger, that you could have like certain things happening in there. So it's not
Yeah.
just like 20 by 60 or whatever. It would be like bigger. I don't remember
Yeah,
what
it'd be
your
like
original dimensions
2,000 by 6,000, right? It's
Right.
just like a giant map, and there's 25 players on it. And then the map
Resources would
gets
be pretty
smaller
cool.
and smaller. And then there's resources, so it, like, forces
Yeah.
people into points, and then you have to rebuild your base constantly.
Yeah.
You know,
One thing I was thinking that could be like interesting for you to do is I know there's one or two applications that build NeoVim kind of like as a library. Like I think MacVim did this and a few other ones. So if you
Okay.
wanted to do something where like we could like we have Zig. There's actually Beefriedel has a PR where he was doing a build.zig, which I'll just send in my chat. We could ask Beefriedel for this too. We could potentially build NeoVim in a way that you could get like
oh, Zig bindings too.
right, and then so then you could like the thing that I'm worried about is people basically either like plugins not working or other stuff or like out of date client, you know, like a bunch of different things, right? Where you could instead send like you would just have a Zig project that people would build, right? And we could have like pre-built binaries on GitHub that they could download, right?
See, I only worry about that if we did something like Vim Royale and we allowed motions. But if we did Vim Royale and we allowed motions, we'd also send up all the keys they're placing plus their position. And if they cheated or used a plugin that's not allowed, it would just simply reset them back. You get rubber banded,
Yeah.
right? It'd just be like any other one. Because that's because the rest is just about movement. It doesn't matter that you're using sneak or anything.
Right.
Because it's just about place a tower here.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it seems harder to check that everything is like. I'm more worried less about cheating. It's sort of like, I mean, I guess you could cheat so that you could be like, haha, I have the highest prime score or something. I guess I don't know. I mean, people cheat for stupider things than that, I guess. But
yeah, they do.
But like, I'm more worried that it'll just be one of those things where stuff is going to kind of get borked just because like, oh, I have this one setting that every time I move into a new buffer, it sets text wrap to 30 and then break, you know, and you're like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Where because people can do literally anything.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a way. It might be a little bit because running NeoVim will be very expensive. Even though NeoVim isn't expensive, it'll be much more expensive than our own hand-rolled code.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if we loaded it as a library and stuff.
Yeah. It'll just be more expensive. We won't be able to have nearly as many items because one of my goals is also not to make this server cost me $10,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, like that's one of my goals. It's
a
good goal.
I think like NeoVim with clean is like not a very expensive thing to load, but yeah, like I'm with you. It'll be more expensive than doing nothing.
Yeah, shockingly, doing nothing is infinitely more or infinitely less expensive than doing. things.
Doing anything. Yeah, so that part makes sense.
I'm not too worried about that.
The other option that we could do would be we could provide people with a like an init Lua that they run because you can basically pass like a like a -u or something. So we could have something so that it like loads NeoVim up as the arcade. Right, you know what I'm saying? So instead of like a plugin that just coexists with all the other ones, we can sandbox it pretty easily. Oh, what's up, Typecraft?
Oh, hey, Typecraft.
Hey,
Typecraft.
Yo,
looking fit.
We're doing a lot of. There's a lot of charooting in there right now.
I'm glad that Chroot is just sticks around.
Became a thing. Yeah.
It's just like a science and tech, or I guess software and game development thing.
Science and tech.
What is Chroot? It's the worst interview ever. Where there's a Scrum mainer. I did not get the Scrum mainer joke for so long.
Like that they just main Scrum? Is that what you're saying? Like that's the only
thing No, that was part of the article. Is that the guy had a Scrum mainer with him?
Properly tail recursive.
I don't get it
because master is no longer in vogue. You're not allowed to use that.
Right, very illegal.
You have to use main, and
very
so it's
illegal.
a Scrum mainer.
Yeah,
as well.
I've got a mainer's degree.
It was very, very funny. I mean, the whole article was just like out of control weird.
Yeah.
But one of them was Chroot.
That is a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we could though, for context, we're talking about maybe making a game arcade for NeoVim, basically. I don't know if you know like NVim app name, if you've seen that, but you can run like a completely separate like XDG config basically for NeoVim. So if you do like NVim underscore app name as an environment variable, and then you say something, so we could have like NVim app name equals arcade NVim or something like this, right?
Yeah.
And then we could install all of the like necessary plugins into that spot, so that then they could have a separate like installation.
There will be no plugins, which is nice. There should be no plugins. There should we
Well,
will
don't
be
they
able
have to
write
run
everything.
like TD? They have to. I mean, they have to have like
Oh yeah, it's the singular plugin.
the
It's
singular
just
plugin,
this-
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they could potentially like install in like Sneak or something. Like we could make it so that, you know what I'm saying, if we have a separate spot where it's getting
I wouldn't worry
loaded.
too much about this.
Yeah.
This is what I worry about, is that anything that could ruin the actual game during play.
Yeah.
And so we could come up with, when you play, we obviously launch a window. We'll put it to a certain file type, and we'll have some sort of after file type that tries to do as much disabling as we
Yeah,
possibly
we
know
will
about.
do that. Yep.
Like, you know, no text wrap, no this, no that, no that.
Yep.
You know, just do all of that stuff.
Yep.
No saving. You can't do this. And then I think that will make a lot of sense.
That's
And then-
probably good enough. Yeah.
yeah, and then anytime you try to type or anything like that, it'll just simply erase it. If you go into insert mode, it'll just force you back out, because I believe you can change modes, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
can
can-
do a
if-
bunch of stuff where we can set like no modifiable and a bunch of stuff like this. So we can basically lock down the buffer really hard and then intercept all the keystrokes is fine.
But my only problem with that is if you do no modifiable, it also causes an error if you try to modify, right? Can you
Yeah.
suppress errors? Because that way you don't want your gameplay to be stopped.
We can do like
You want it to
we can do
keep
like
running?
insert Charpre or something maybe.
Because that'd be the cool part, is that if you could keep it running,
Yeah.
that way you could do a modifiable buffer. But if they go into an insert thing, you just take them right back out, right? You just Vim
Yeah,
command
we can do
escape.
on mode change, and we can just set them back and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So we can do a bunch of stuff to try and make it so that it's pretty like locked into normal mode.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Another thing we did is you'd actually create a second floating window down in the bottom right-hand corner that captures your cursor. And if you try to leave or do anything, it just keeps on opening the windows and keeps putting your cursor back there. So if you do like a little Control WH, or it doesn't move anything, it just refuses to move anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we could. Yeah, because then you would just basically. But I think we
Then
want their cursor to be in the main window, right?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of stuff won't work if it's not in the right window. It'll be
Well,
really
that's why
weird.
if we had something like, if we were doing something like Vim Royale, where you want to constrain the motions and everything,
Yeah.
you could theoretically just artificially create a cursor.
Yeah. On key.
Yeah, on key works.
NVim, you're really not this function key string. I don't think return types. I don't think you can change anything with on key. It's just, I think it only listens.
Yeah, that's only a report.
Right.
It's not an interception. It's just a
Recursion.
report.
It's a difficult topic, but I think I finally have the best definition.
Yeah,
No.
what am I? Yeah, I'd have to think about it a little bit to think about what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I think
The-
the cool part is all the fun amounts of just like really thinking about how to make the client very optimized.
Yeah.
So you can imagine a tower. All towers look the same. So maybe I could send down that texture, which is just a series of ASCII. It's just a series of ASCII and ANSI,
Yeah.
or a series of colors in ASCII. And
Right.
then that way I just like build one, and it's just like a one placed right here. That's a
Yeah.
tower.
Yeah.
You could do all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, I think we can pretty easily make it so you can't edit anything and you can press whatever keys you want. It'll be harder to do something where like you can only move with like a limited set of motions, but maybe we just don't need to do that. A bunch of motions don't really matter, I guess. So it's like fine.
Yeah. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want. If you want to use sneak, you want to use sneak.
Yeah.
You just you just can't delete. When you try to delete, it just does everything.
Yeah.
Because then then the client, then the server
we
sitting
can-
down very little.
We can
information, 'cause
definitely
that's
do
mobile.
like there's definitely what's one of the there's several pre-commands that we can do that should let us be able to like not do anything. I mean, I think setting no modified, like I don't think it blocks your thing or anything. It just like prints out an error at the bottom. I don't know if we can make it not print that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
um,
sure it not only block. You have to press another button before Vim will re-render again.
No, I don't have that
I'm
right
like,
now. I'm trying it right now. I'm in a buffer where you can't make changes, and it's not like it doesn't make me press enter or do anything like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We might be able to turn like some other settings too to make it so that it doesn't even print that. I'm not sure.
Anyways, that's my ideas. I've been thinking about this for a long time, so I'm going to think about it for a while longer.
Okay.
But the general idea is a client and a server. Make it as efficient as possible. Try to run something between 1,000 to 10,000 of the games on a single $5 instance.
Yeah, I do like seeing how far we can push it on one instance too. Will be fun.
Yeah, because then the game will require a minimum of 3 different servers. You'll have to have like a stats server, and then a matchmaking server, and then the game server.
Yeah. Stats and
then if we
matchmaking
see-
could maybe be one, but yeah.
Yeah, and the more interesting thing is that we'll also then have to start considering security because people will be raw dog and TCP connections. And you know
they'll
a
be
bunch
cheating.
of people.
They'll be trying to cheat hard.
The
And
thing is
break
I don't
us.
even care if they even try to if they make a programmable client whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's fine to me. I don't
That's
care
pretty
that
fun.
You cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Go for it.
Yeah.
We could even have we could even create a bracket where it is just a programmable one, and I don't know if we can actually tell if they're doing program or not. We could even provide them the API.
Yeah.
And if you use like a J, if you press J once or any motion that's outside of the programmatical interface or whatever
Yeah.
it is, it just immediately ejects you from the game.
Or we could just do one where we could just basically say NeoVim's like the only official client, right? But then like you could do anything you wanted in other ones because we're not really gonna. We're sending that we made J. Don't we want to just send like our cursor position? Like we're not
Well, yeah,
gonna
that's the thing.
calculate anything on the server.
Yeah, but the
are we?
client could enforce a couple things, and then the server could enforce a couple things if we
Mm.
kind of figure it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do like that. At the end of the day, like even VS Code could play this, right? Someone
it'd
could
be
make
funny.
the VS Code plugin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or you just have like an AI that plays it, like for you, right? In your own different way, right? Like it's just some old llama thing locally, and it just like sends the HTTP requests directly, or whatever we're gonna use to actually like send the stuff. It would be
Yeah.
funny, yeah.
And then we could potentially house a competition where if you want to be a part of this, each person we could have some sort of special server and do some sort of prize. I don't know how prizes work. I'm always worried about that, taxes and
Yeah.
internationality and all those kind of things.
Yes, the prize can be you can come on stream and talk about how you built it,
Ooh,
or
I
something
like
like
it.
that.
I
You know what I
like
mean?
it.
Like it can just be like you can come and chat and hang
Yeah.
out with us, and we can do that instead of giving something that has money because it's too complicated.
Dude,
We
money
don't know
is
what we're
so
doing.
complicated. I know. I even tried to create I retried to revive my Coinbase wallet
Oh,
just recently, and it shut me down because it was just like, sorry, you did something wrong. And I was like, dude, this has gotten so complicated.
Yeah.
Just to use these pieces. My bank name of the first account I linked up to has my
Yeah.
wife's name as the first line, which does
Oh.
not match the account owner's line. So it's like,
Game
sorry,
over.
you've been cheating. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but the second line, she started this account a long time ago. It's just like, my goodness, this is so stupid.
I wanted to get a Polymarket account because I had some like USDC that just like Coinbase just gave me, which seems illegal. I don't know. They're just like, here's USDC. I'm like, that seems weird. It's just money.
Yeah.
But it's not legal in the US to do Polymarket. I really wanted to put some outlandish bet with my USDC that I didn't want and just
Yep.
see. But I couldn't do it, which was a shame.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm aware VPNs exist. That doesn't mean that I want to engage in international, like illegal cryptocurrency
Yeah.
gambling, just because I know VPNs exist.
You are a very smart man. That's exactly what you do. You
I
don't
don't-
want any reason for Joe Budden
Yeah.
to come
I
flying
don't know
down.
if you guys know, but like cryptocurrency is a global ledger that lasts forever. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of the point. So
And
You're-
USDC is fairly trackable.
hear me out. They can just find me. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, USDC, they'll be like, all right, give me all the ones that you gave out free, Coinbase.
Right.
And did they go to any illegal site? Because we now want to get all of our taxes.
Well, like I got them literally on the account that has all of my bank info. Like they have all my
Yeah.
info. It's with Coinbase. You know what I mean? Like
Thank
I
God
don't
they
need
even
that.
have you with your ID. Like, that's me.
That's me. Hey guys, I was wondering if you cared that I was doing the gambling thing outside of the normal legal gambling, gambling, machine in the U.S. who really is concerned that people might do gambling without their permission. Because that's the real problem. It's not that they think gambling's bad. Otherwise,
No, that's
why
not the
would
problem.
betting be allowed to be advertised to children? But
That's
yeah,
funny.
so it's
All
like,
right.
okay, that sounds good. I'm in to try and to work on it. It sounds fun.
All right. Yeah. Well, I still got to figure out. I'm still gonna do some looking and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
we'll see what's happening.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Prime. What's up, chat? Tell me your taxes or we punish you, but that's the most boring, like, pretty brain dead take of like all time is the taxes thing. If you do anything that's more than just like the bare minimum for your life, there's things that you tell the government that you did that they don't know that you did. Like, so it just doesn't, that's not how it works. Like, if you do any charity, if you do any other things, if you use your house in a particular way, blah, 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 like, there's more things that have to go on. YouTube's comments betrayed you. I know. Sorry. It's just super boring. I'm not saying our tax system is great. Betting on crypto is charity. Sounds good to me. Should make a small programming language and vlog it. That would be fun. Maybe someday. We kind of did when we did whatchamacallit. We implemented Lua stuff. This is Odin, yeah. We're back to this. Core JSON. I don't think that's right. Where was our JSON here? Encoding. Did a matchmaking system and a browser game using Elixir Live View and Spawn for Rust. Spawn could help some of the things you were talking about in the game. Oh, interesting. Yeah. It could be interesting to do maybe the stats and matchmaking stuff all in Elixir. The shrinking of Prime was hilarious. Thank you. Thank you. I do need to watch that clip again. Where did the clip go? You guys were cracking me up when you said to do it again. Oh, where's the clip? Who's got the clip? Does someone have it? My chat ran out in the back. Okay, thank you.
Fly, meaning that we actually have the Go server that does all the matchmaking. So you go and you create a Lua TCP connection, send up a UUID to identify yourself. If they're either subscribed to you or me. We build our own auto scaling.
Oh my goodness. You missed the part afterwards though. You missed the part afterwards where Prime is surprised that that I did that because he wasn't paying attention. Oh man. Yap. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'll go back later maybe and get it. Okay, so what I wanted to try and do here was let's do something where we go JSON dot, what do we have here? Parse. We have parse spec, parse integers, data. But what does this parse it into? Oh, it turns it into a JSON value. But how do I parse it into a particular struct? You can put it into a function return value. Solution, proc file path, okay. Data, OS string file, or return. Yep. I've seen that one basically. What's the font? Berkeley Mono. Butter my biscuit and parse my colons. Interesting. I don't know how to actually use this JSON parser though. There's no instructions how to do this. Unmarshal. Oh, okay, gotcha. Unmarshal. Okay. So I would do something like JSON levels or something like this. like this, and we would do content. I think this needs to be file, something like this. And we don't have levels yet. We don't have this type yet. So let's do something like this. JSON levels struct. And we can just say levels is going to be dynamic. JSON level. I don't know, something like this. JSON level struct enemy. Can I do struct like this? I think I can, right? And just go frame int, something like this, right? Print line levels. Oops. Print line. There we go. Boom. That's pretty easy, actually, chat. Anonymity. So this should be levels. And then it has a JSON level. Oh, right. This should be enemies, which is a dynamic struct with frame. Body will be 2F32, something like this, right? So this will really tell us if we got this right or not. 1 and 10. Nice. Okay, well, that's cool. That works nice. That seems great. You know, if I put in another one here and we say frame, let's say 25, right? Then we should see 25. Cool. Well, that's pretty easy. Pretty easy. I like that. See, Xanth. What's dynamic stand for? It says that it's basically like a heap allocated array that can be different sizes. Right? So like if you said 3, it says, oh, well, then you have 3 of them. This says you could have, I don't know how many, a dynamic amount. Game config. That's really what that is. Essentially a list. Yeah. No, it's not like any in JavaScript. It's just a list. This is how you would say like array in JavaScript. Right? But you need to know that it's not like a stack allocated thing of 5 sizes of this, right? Because this is a manually memory managed language. How could you make a void pointer type? I don't know. An array of any? No. Dynamic in size. Yes. Game config level. Sweet. Okay, so that looks good. This has health. F32, I think. And velocity. F32. Velocity. Then dynamic that. I don't know. I don't know if you can do just like void star pointers or not. I haven't gotten that far in Odin. Okay, I would like to make some different files. Raw pointer. That's right. Thank you. I would like to make some different files. Can I just make a file that's called config Odin here? And I call this package main here. And then I go back to this one here. And can I just put these inside of this? And they'll still be available. They will be, right? Because that's the same package. Wonderful. That's great. I like that a lot. Great. So this lets me write this pretty easily. That's enemies. So then we need to have like, we want to have something like statuses, dynamic, struct. And this would be something like, we need to have frame again, int.
God himself puts his arms around you.
What else do we put in status? Oh, so this will be an interesting question. How do we get... Did you not need destruct tag it? It infers it if they're the same name, as far as I can tell. So it has a frame. It has some body too, F32. It has status. I don't know how I would do this. I guess we can go dynamic status. I don't know. I'm not sure. Duration. So let's try and do, so levels is this, so then we can have statuses. Statuses. Frame. 12. I don't know, something like that. Body. 110. Health. Oh no, we don't need that. Status. Status. Let's say what does our status look like? Status. Double bullets. So what happens if we say double bullets? I don't know what this is gonna do. We will have to see. And then duration 500, something like this. Oops. And then like this. Okay, cool. Now we run this. Status is double bullets. I can't tell if that's right or not. It seems like it's right. What happens if I say something like Dastiff? Badu bee boop. Why does it keep picking double bullets every time? That part seems a little weird. What are my other options? We can say do like this. We'll pick double. Whoops. That's the 0 value. Must be. What happens if I say double speed? Double speed. Okay, nice. What if I say slow? See, let's be. Okay. So if it's not exactly right, then it'll just pick the default value. That's fine. Yep, that's okay. So if I say regeneration, that's acceptable. Acceptable to me. Surprising, a bit surprising, but acceptable. Should you put default as the 0 value in case? All right, we could just put none like this, right? So if we had something like something that wasn't here, we can put none and then it'll say none. So it's fine. Like we're not going to use that one. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, so now none. When we go to here and we have append levels, level append spawn, we should be able to make all of these now, right? So it's like, okay, so we make level, we make one level here with enemies, and we say something like frame, center left. Oh, so I can actually just say center left. We could just go lane, center left, and we can say, actually we don't even need to say the height, like they're just all gonna spawn in at the top. That's fine. So when we go back to here, we can go lane is lane, and that's it. Okay, and this is also gonna be lane like this. Okay, great. Health, velocity. Okay, cool. So then the next one would be, we said lane, and then we said center right. Okay, cool. And then this is, oh, but this one's actually, my bad. That's our power up one. Frame 1, lane, center right. Yep. Status is regeneration and double bullets. What's the point? We can have a bunch of them between. We can have a bunch of different configs, and we can set up an entire game with just JSON, right? So I don't have to have like a million lines of different code and different options. We just load up different JSON files to test the game. And if I want to change how they're built, I can like still read this JSON and just build it differently. It just seems easier to me. And then we said 120. Lane is left. 110. We closed Prime. Gonzos. Seems the same, but good for you. But it's not, though, because, like, with this way, I mean, unless I write, like, a ton of different functions, I repeat myself a bunch of different times, or I could make intermediate structs and a bunch of other... But it's, like, it seems easier to write and just declare what we want the levels to look like. And then we read this, and then we generate the data structures we need, as opposed to writing the data structures. What the data structures change? I've already changed them a few times. Every time I change them, I have to go write a bunch of different code. If I want to have 3 different kinds of ones, then I need to what? Put them in all separate... Yeah, you have just a data file. Here's a data file. We process the data. Do you still need to build if you change the JSON? No, just read it at startup time is fine. All right, so we said here, we'll do this one. We'll say left. The health is 100 and velocity is 10. We said 120. We said 20. This is center. And then we didn't have any in this one. It's a huge win when you have large compile times. True, we don't have large compile times, but yeah. Create a map tile and say hard coding is the same. Right now we're making a game that looks... Well, I don't have it running right now. Looks like this, I think still. Yeah. It's like the scam games where you run back and forth. We're not going to be able to win, though, without our regen. I scuffed something up with that, but that's fine. Okay, so now we want to do something where we can get all the levels. So what are we going to do with that? We can go and do... we load these up. That's good. Go right here. We do this probably after we do... this stuff. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah. There's a nice Raylib template with hot reload. Oh, cool. We could check that out later. Micro UI or internal? It's using Raylib. Oh, is config a keyword? Oops. Odin hot reload game template. Interesting. Okay. If error nil is in Odin, yes, but you can do like, let's say you do like X something like this. You can do or return. You can do or else value. What was the other one? I haven't used them very much yet. Or continue or break. So you have some options instead of writing literally everything out every single time. The language just makes it easy to do the things that you want to do. Append for level in config.levels, right? For spawn in level spawns. No, that's not right. That doesn't exist. This is for enemies. Flips for enemy here. Then we can do append level, append, what do we call that again? Game, right? Because doesn't this take a game? Oh, it takes a level. Oh, right. What did we do before this? We said here. And then we said, what did we do with this level? Oh, append game levels, right? Okay. I'm with myself. I'm with myself now. Append and game dot levels level. Beautiful. Level. Config level. Level, and we're gonna go spawn. Cannot do time. Oh, right. Timed spawn. We'll say frame, enemy frame, and then we can say spawn is I think we had enemy make. Body is RL rectangle. New rectangle. What do we call this again? A rectangle? Oh, it's just rect. Right? What is it again? From int to I32. Okay. Enemy make, body, RL rectangle. How did we make these before? I guess we can just do this, right? X is enemy X. Oh, right. Lane to X. Enemy dot lane. Boom. Y is 10. F32 is missing to procedure call. Right, we need to say health. Health is enemy dot health. And velocity is enemy dot velocity. Rectangular JS. And then this is block size. Perfect. There we go. Level. So I just don't even want to do any of this now. We can just delete all of this. So what should happen now is we should get... that didn't work. Maybe we need to do this afterwards. Okay, nice. Nice. That wasn't exactly what I was thinking. Oh, enemy velocity. Velocity should be make enemy. Wasn't exactly what I was thinking. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't realize that could happen. 0 and this. Nice. New JS framework dropped again. Yep. Minus block size divided by 2, something like this. This is what we had before. Nice. There we go. Right. So it's like, so we loaded that up from our level. You making the JSON so you can make changes without rebuilding, and just like, I think it's nicer to just have like, I think it's nicer to just have the game described here And then I can do stuff like this in here, right? So now we're just going to basically do the same thing here. But instead of doing this, we'll do statuses. And then this will be, instead of doing this, this will be status entity make. And then this body will still be good. We should change this from being status here. And that should change this to be upset. Yep. Status lane. And then this is status equals status.status, I think. And duration is status duration. Something like this, right? Cannot assign value status status. I don't know how to turn a bit set into this. We can try and just change this to be bit set status. I don't know if this will work or not. It's not moving anywhere, probably because I didn't set its velocity. But what did it say at the beginning? We didn't print that anymore. We didn't print that anymore. We didn't print that anymore. Print line config. I'll try this. See what it says. Center right bit set status, nothing. So that doesn't work. I don't know how to encode and decode the bit set for this. So those game functions or libraries already baked. The game functions. Which ones are you talking about? Raylib is built in, but that's it basically. Array to bit set. Bit set dot. I don't know how to turn it into one. It seems like there has to be. I mean, I guess we can just go the simple options. We go back to here. We do this. And then we can say status set is, bit set status. And we can go for S in status set S like this. And then now we can do status set. I think that will work. Okay. It's like Go Sharp. No, way less. It's like Go, but better. Godin. Okay, so then the problem is we have this here. Did we not set status entity make? What is the velocity here? There we go. Okay. We gotta heal. We gotta heal. Ugh. Big L, chat. Big L. Oh, we gotta heal up. We gotta heal up. Ugh. Big W. Then I saw the pointer character, caret instead of star, and my OCD is triggered. Why? Caret looks like it's pointing to somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So that whole game is described here. Right? And so we can also say this should also have a velocity. And we can say, I don't know, 20 or something like that as well, right? We go back to here. We go to config. Right. This should also have a velocity. Ryan's just always trying to throw shade at me. Our main file here, and we go to entity make something like this, right? What do we call this? Velocity. Velocity. Okay. And then we can say velocity is 0. Status dot velocity. Okay. Oops. Velocity. What's up, Broden? Oh, oops, this goes here. Yeah. Major inspiration known as Pascal. No, just tell him the only reason is for being pointy. You know what I mean? Sweet. So that's great, because now what we can do is to make different like game, we can just change this, right? We just change it like this. We say all I want to do is you know, double speed like this with no enemies. Oh, I think this will probably get scuffed because it's gonna say yeah, it's gonna just win. So we don't have any enemies. That's fine. C++ Cli has that for managed memory as well. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's nice to be able to just load it up directly with a JSON. Actually, don't need contents anymore. Or returns requires the procedure to return at least one return value. I don't know what it's interesting that in this one, I don't know how I could use return. I guess we can do that probably, right? What is this return? Oh, an unmarshal error. What is unmarshal error? Can I do this? Is this thing? Wait, so what are my options here? Unmarshal error, which is error. What is this return? What does this return? Right now. Nil. Oh, okay, so I can go if this not equal nil, return. I can just do something like this. This is fine too. I tend to use the file name as an argument. Yeah, we can do that too. It's good. Do you use DSH? I do. Yeah. Justin Bieber look like Shimmer. Nice. You know me, never stop in chat. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. So what else do we need to do now? I wanted to try and do... It's been a great time full timing for 2 months. Full timing? Like for your day job? There were nil errors. What do you mean there were nil errors? I'm a solo shop. Oh, congrats. Very cool. Oops. Layer texture. So I could also yoink all of these into textures.odin. Package. Main. texture. And then where do we like load all of these? I can just go load textures. That should work still. Beautiful. Also, you contract web apps to esports broadcast, which leaves some time free in off seasons. Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've been liking Odin quite a bit so far. It seems very, just very pragmatic. Pretty simple. I like it. Procs are like functions, basically. Procedures. So this looks good. I'm using Odin after Lungskins away. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I've been feeling so far as well. It's easier to get stuff in than Rust. Trying to have a love affair with Tari. Yeah. How many derivatives of Odin before we run out of good Norse names? Okay, let's see. This looks good if key is pressed. Desired X, line X, turn distance. Even though it's probably myself, a little left to go. Okay, so we'll have to think a little bit about some of these things for player, but that's fine. Not really interested in playing with that right now. So then the other thing that I wanted to figure out, right, was we have right now. So we switched both creep. Okay, I kind of want to move enemy, I guess. I kind of want to move all of these enemy functions into just an enemy file. Enemy.odin. Package main. Import RL. Okay, that's cool. It's just nice to have some of these in separate spots. Why use JSON anime? Why use JSON for configuration when you can use CSS? Dang it. I've been had. Make an excellent point, Tarnav. Yeah. Yeah, Matrix stuff. Yeah, a bunch of them are built in, which seems cool. CSS parser and Odin, let's go. Yeah, that would be pretty funny to try. All right. Bullet process. Okay, because what's cool now is, like, for example, in this check collision Rex, we could switch this to be something like entity. We can say entity collides, right? Entity collide, proc, A, entity, B, entity, and we can go return RL dot rectangle collision rectangle. What do I call it again? Overlap, collide, check collision Rex. There we go. Yeah. Check collision Rex. All right, and this returns a bool. So that part's pretty nice because we can collide any two entities without having to write separate ones for each thing. Broadcast is a svelte app being rendered in a frame with electron when it's peaks around the game. That's already way more than I need. First project is all Odin now. Took about 6 weeks to rewrite a year of Tari. Nice, very cool. You're making an ECS? No. Nope. This is just a struct, and it's part of the other things. It just keeps track of some things, like a rectangle and its velocity and its texture. No ECS. So where we go, check collision Rex. Whoops, here. We should be able to just go if entity collide. Oh, but this one's player. That part's a little bit annoying. You hate ECS now? No. It's just that it's not what we're doing at all. Player body. I'll have to think about this one, actually. This one is fine because we can go if entity collide. Whoops, collide, bullet and enemy. I think that should work. Whoops. Entity collide. But bullet doesn't have it. So that's fine. We can go to bullet. Bullet here. And this should be using entity. Because now we don't need body and we don't need speed. That is really cool though. Oh. Cool. You just go over every enemy. You don't have some sort of inverted index that's like an archery. No, we definitely don't need that. We're not going to have that many entities, Lithium. If anything, I would just move this to, I would just move it to like a structure of arrays if I wanted to go fast. Yeah, we can come back to it when we get to Vampire Survivors. So basically Lithium, instead of having basically a list of like, enemy, right? You can imagine it being like, instead of lists, it's like enemy, or like 1.x. We'll do 0.x, 1.x, 2.x, n.x, 1.y, 2.y, n.y, 1.texture, 2.texture, blah, 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 like this, right? So then if I wanted to loop over all of the x's to find out which one are within a certain range, we can go zoom super fast. I think we can even get SIMD on this. I haven't looked too much at how the SIMD works, right? But we should be able to do something where we say like, here's a structure of arrays of this thing, of these types, this many of them. And then we should be able to do some SIMD shenanigans with it. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know how we actually do that. But then we could basically check all of those, which would be cool. And then go very zoom. Right, so even Vampire Survivors, maybe we don't have to do anything special. We just put them in an array and just check really fast. You know? And we do big SIMD energy there. Yeah, I know there's a SIMD type. I don't really know anything about how do I use it. Like, I just don't know what I would even do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I would do. But either way, we could get a lot of very speedy. Core SIMD has the proxy. Okay, interesting. We're not going to do that today because I'm not interested in doing that for a while. No Stack Overflow questions for Odin? Yeah, of course not, because you can just read the code and understand what's happening. You're good, Lithium. Get pulled Odin. The default make option is the slow debug executable. Ain't no way. I know. Does seem a little questionable. Okay, cool. So what we did here was we added entity to bullets now. So it's super nice because we can just make all of these things that need to like, oh, we want to tick this thing forward and all this other stuff. Oh, we can actually do entity tick bullets for when we want to do that. Whoops. Press the wrong button. Where am I here? There we go. Oh, did I set these the wrong way? I totally did. Yeah, I totally did. Where do I make my new bullets? This should be negative. They should be going forward. Here, so let's try adding in our... Which one are we loading right now? V1 or V2? Double speed, double bullets, homing bullets. Well, that's backwards. That's definitely backwards. Is there abs? Is there absolute value? There it is. Okay. How's Terminal Shop? Great. You guys know that we're gonna go. You guys know that we're gonna be doing a basketball game on Monday because we're going to Laracon together. Me, Dex, Prime, Adam, and our designer David, all gonna be at Laracon doing shenanigans, maybe building some other funny stuff. That's gonna be for you guys to find out, and we're gonna play basketball. No, Prime said he had the right dates. He just didn't know that that's what he was doing. Look, homing missiles, chat. Homing missiles. But they're not fast enough if you're completely missing. You know what I'm saying? Is this PHP? The conference? Yeah, Laracon. Atom. You sure Prime has a fight? Yes, he said, yes, I got it. We had an Odin Dev 2024-08. Yes, that's the one that I built last. Coffee salesman going to all the conferences. That's the plan, Lithium. That's the plan. We got some other surprises up our sleeve. Not going to give you any more info than that, but we got some stuff up our sleeve. Guys, can someone link me this game on Steam so I can waitlist it? As your Cody AI inside. What do you mean? Gonna save for these. Thanks, Salvor. Up our sleeve is a key word. How much coffee you're forced to drink if you get scored on in basketball? You don't need to force me to do it. I like the coffee a lot. I drink a lot of it. That reminds me, I need to order backup though, because I'm almost done. Yeah, Cody is like Copilot, yeah. Okay, so I'm really enjoying this. I really like this subtype polymorphism. Hartley coffee? No, I don't know what that is. Hartley coffee? Or, oh, the polymorphism, yeah. It's like, it's really nice in the language. Oh, I gotta go soon. Oh, it's already been 3 hours. I gotta go. Wow. Hey. Fancy meeting you here at the end of the video. Just go ahead, give it a smash. You know, wow, the like button. You can make fun of me in the comments for that one. I don't even care because you made it to the end of this video. Thanks, everybody. See ya.